Bases are loaded. Jake Smith facing Andrew Clark. And line it was in. A possible double play. 4 to 6 to 3, and we're out of the inning.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the Cardinal Playbook, and our guest in this segment is head baseball coach Mike Stockton. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Good to be here.
As we record this, it's like 7 degrees outside. So I don't know if you want to talk about baseball or not. Have you guys, in a week of practice or so, even gotten outside yet?
This seems to be a recurring theme every time this year.
Well, that's we do it in January.
We went from 60 to 6. Yesterday it was 60 degrees, and today it's 6.
You guys got outside, though, this weekend, right?
Yeah, we practiced Saturday and Sunday of this week, last weekend. Usually our off day is going to be Sunday, but just because of the weather and seeing what the upcoming forecast was going to be, we decided to go ahead and practice on Sunday.
How did you practice outdoors? I mean, you're not on your field, right?
Right. We played on the football field. It's turf, and so we could utilize that. And I tell you, that's awesome to have that at our disposal, to be able to go out on the football field and practice and play. It's great.
Somebody was telling me that you actually scrimmaged out there. You put the plate down in one corner in an end zone, so it's a short right field fence, but boy, you could hit them long to left and center.
Yeah, we hit a few to left field that you could run for a while. We probably could have had 2 inside the park home runs as far as the ball was hit a couple of times, but I mean, you can't ask for anything better. You know, it's a little bit short in right field, but gosh, if you had to, you could play a game out there.
You take your mounds out and everything?
Yeah, we have some portable mounds that we'll use, and it's just great.
Coaching baseball in the Midwest, I mean, you do a lot of wacky things like that.
Yeah, you've got to become creative, and sometimes you have all kinds of gym space, and sometimes you have a little bit of gym space, or you know, one day you've got the whole thing to yourself, and the next thing you know, you're stuck in a small corner somewhere trying to do some stuff. But overall, it's fine.
Let's talk a little bit about the season, what you're expecting from this year's team. I think it's safe to say you were a little disappointed last year, but what's your feeling for this year?
Well, we have big expectations for our group this year, and I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't. We have some nice returners. Guys that have gotten a lot of playing time as young guys, and freshmen that are now sophomores that played a bunch for us last year. We have some fifth-year seniors, some red shirts, and those guys have tons of experience under their belt. And then we went out and we got a nice group of junior college guys to come in and be able to make impacts right away. And we have a nice crop of young guys. It's a freshman class too. So, you know, I think we're starting to really balance out our recruiting efforts, and should hopefully definitely be able to put a better product on the field.
You had a pretty nice looking rotation last year, and most of those guys are back. Is pitching your strength?
Well, I would like to say that we've just improved in every area. So I hope to say that we don't have too many weaknesses, but pitching is definitely a strong suit for us, where we have a great mix of guys that have, you know, been there, done that. They're returners. They've been in the fire, been around a long time, know what's expected of them. They give great effort. And then we've went out, we've got some other pieces to complement what we already had. So we have a lot of depth in our pitching staff, and I'm very excited about how those guys could perform this season.
Let me put you on the spot a little bit, and let's talk about maybe who your top 1 or 2 pitchers are and offensive people and all that. So who are your leaders on the mound this year?
Well, I think we have 3 guys right now that really are establishing themselves as our 3 best. Now, when you're a coach and you want to create competition, I don't want to limit them to those 3. The other guys, you know, help yourself to jump up and perform at their level. But I would say that Drew Matrician, David Collins, and Preston Felgate, those 3 guys are really starting to set themselves apart as our 3 best.
How about offensively? Who do you really look toward?
Offensively is where I feel like we've really gotten stronger as a unit. And, of course, Brian Rosen is our best offensive player returning, and we just look to him for a lot of leadership and offense there. He's good on the bases. He hit well in the clutch. I mean, the guy's just a good player for us, so we'll look for strength from him again, although he's currently injured at the moment. But we don't see any reason why he won't be back full speed here, you know, in the next 30 days or so, right as the season's getting ready to kick off. Yeah. Well, we've also toyed around with him being moved over to shortstop. I mean, he's got a great arm, and he's our best defensive player, so it's kind of natural to maybe see if he can move over and play shortstop if we can't get the consistency that we need out of the other guys that are there. So the good news is we have 3 or 4 guys that can possibly play shortstop for us. And now it's just a matter of finding the very best one that can be consistent. I mean, playing shortstop, you've got to have consistency. Right. From the other offensive standpoint, Jared Patton is a new kid for us. He's a transfer, and I mean, he can be pretty offensive at times, we're hoping. Sam Mormon is a returner. I mean, this kid's got a ton of potential, and he shows glimpses of, you know, really helping us out. I mean, I think he's probably, at this moment, our 3-hole hitter. Clark O'Dowd is recovering from a knee injury, and he got to scrimmage with us over the weekend, and he hadn't picked up a bat for a long time because of his injury, and shoot, he hit a double and a triple in the scrimmage, so he's showing signs of getting back. I mean, Luke Lucetti is an outfielder that we've brought in, and I mean, overall, he might be the most explosive, dynamic guy, but him being new, he still has to learn our systems and the things that we're needing from him at his position, but he's got a lot of ability that we think can make a difference in the game for us.
Finally, I want to talk to you about maybe the most prominent player on your team, and certainly the prettiest, and that is Jack Talley Stadium, the home of the Cardinals, Fred Fluke Field. It is your pride and joy, I know, and there are some neat things going on out there. You want to talk a little bit about some of the improvements and some of the things you're doing out there?
Sure. Gosh, anytime I can give a shout out to Jack, I mean, I need to do that because we have a lot of great, you know, backing from our administration here at the school. But, I mean, if Jack wouldn't have stepped up the couple of times that he has to help our program, I mean, I don't know where we would be. Yeah. His contributions have made a significant change in the way people see William Jewell baseball. When you can see something tangible out there, brick columns and wrought iron fence and new backstops and dugouts, bleachers, I mean, people see that and they know that William Jewell baseball is something that people are backing around the college. And so anytime that we can get that message across that there's an importance in William Jewell baseball, I think that just helps our recruiting, and there's so many facets that it helps us with. So we're so thankful to Jack.
People come out this spring, what's the first thing they're going to notice that's new?
Well, I think the first thing they'll notice is that we've put in a wrought iron fence to enclose the ballpark. So now you will have to walk through a gated entrance, and so that is going to be the first thing that you see. I mean, before you could just hop out of your car and it was like cattle just herded wherever you wanted to go, and now you've got to go through an entryway. That's going to be a really neat touch. Gary and Chris Patton are also alumni of William Jewell baseball, and they and their families have put in a nice flower bed and some landscaping that is really going to make the park look beautiful. And so as soon as you walk through the front entrance, you see all this landscaping that's been added thanks to the Pattons. And then once you get into the playing field side, we have bricked the backstop wall, and then we've added a piece on top of the scoreboard that is just going to really make the ballpark look nice as well. And then the final project is we've added a third batting cage.
Awesome. It will be a fun spring, I'm sure, for Cardinal baseball, as Mike Stockton has been our guest inside the Cardinal Playbook. We'll be back with more in a moment.